So something I did this summer was dislocate a finger. I'd never done that before, and I learned that fingers really do a lot. Before I get into that, people often ask when I tell them I dislocated my finger, well, how'd you do it? How'd you dislocate your finger? And I wish I could tell you it was a real crazy story about like wrestling with an alligator to save a baby, but but it wasn't. I was closing a suitcase and I dislocated my finger. If you want to know all the details and see a picture of it, maybe let's talk later, but that's what it was. I dislocated my finger by closing a suitcase. And after that, I discovered that I use my finger for a lot. And suddenly I wasn't able to do a lot of things I had previously done so easily. Like I wasn't able to hold a pencil and write with it. I was hardly able to type. Even though my finger is okay, you might not even be able to tell which one I dislocated. I can't snap. Well, look at that. That's actually the first time. Well, no, it's not. It's not like that. Anyway, a lot of things are more difficult when you can't use your fingers. Your fingers do a lot, and a lot of like very small, detailed types of things. And the reason I'm telling you all of this isn't just to like share what did I do on my summer vacation this summer. It's because Psalm 8 talks about God's fingers. It says that the heavens are the result of God's fingers, the stars and the moons. It wasn't just a throwaway thing. It was something that God created in intricate detail, using his fingers, the finer details of all of it. He paid such great attention to it. It's why it's also beautiful and also majestic. And the more we discover about the universe, the more we're impressed by it because God's fingers were all over that. And yet as impressive and majestic as the universe and the planets and the stars and the galaxy and the Milky Way and all those things, as impressive as that is, he made all of it and dedicated all the time necessary to make it and to think of it, to serve you. You are the work of his fingers too. The Bible talks about that as well, that God formed you. He used his creative and powerful fingers to piece you together just as you are, because he wanted to love you just as you are. And even though all creation is now upside down and the creation that God created to serve us now fights back against us, and even our own selves that God created with such beauty, we fight against God. God didn't stop using his fingers for our benefit. I like to imagine, I don't like it actually, but I imagine sometimes when it was time to nail Jesus to the cross, the soldiers were probably used to criminals fighting back because they knew what was coming. You know, they knew the nails were real, they were going to be sharp and painful, and so the criminals who were going to be nailed to a cross, they would fight back, they would spit, they would just shake their bodies, whatever they could do for that to not happen. But Jesus was different. And the way I imagine it going is that Jesus lay down on the ground on the cross, and he didn't fight back. He didn't yell, he didn't spit. He took his arm and he laid it down for them. They didn't even have to hold it down. He placed it there for them. Because the God who can make anything wanted to make you a part of his family forever. Forever. And he did. It's in all the things that God has such great control over. The great big universe and all the small details of everything that happens in it. You can be confident he still uses that for your benefit. To serve you, to love you, to care for you. His fingers are important. They're always giving you exactly what you need, even now. Rest well tonight, my friends.